My name is Mike Batchelor. I'm going to be giving a speech tonight that is an informative speech in my distance learning class where my instructor's name is Ms. Kym Robinson. My speech is about what is E85. E85 is 85% ethanol and 15% regular gasoline. Ethanol is nothing more than a bunch of people in Smoky Mountains figuring out a way to store and transport their corn products. Yes, nothing more than moonshine. This ethanol is one of two alcohols that is burned by automobiles. The first one is ethanol, of course, what we're talking about, and it is drinkable. Methanol is non-drinkable. Methanol is made from garbage and animal feces. Ethanol is one way that scientists are working with the Environmental Protection Agency and the oil refineries to reduce the dependency on foreign oil. Ethanol is made from any crop or plant that contains large amounts of sugar or components that can be converted into sugar, such as starch and cellulose. Sugar beets, sugar cane, all contain natural sugars. Crops such as corn, wheat, barley, all can be used to make ethanol also. The latest thing that the scientists have figured out they can use to create ethanol is fungus. Fungus can be grown in a pond, it can be grown in a lab environment, and is a high producer of ethanol. Ethanol is very easily used from sugarcane and corn. The production of ethanol is very simple. They take the product, they grind it up for easier processing. Sugar is then dissolved from the ground up material, and the starches and the cellulose is converted into the sugar. Microorganisms then consume the sugar and produce ethanol and carbon monoxide and as byproducts. The ethanol is then purified and achieves a correct concentration of the ethanol. Ethanol has several advantages. Ethanol will mix with water in the tank, and it can be burned by the engine. Ethanol is mixed at 10%, raises the octane level of gasoline. So if you have a gasoline that's at 90% octane, adding 10% ethanol to it will raise it to 93% octane. Alcohol in ethanol form is a lot cleaner for the fuel system. This is a problem though, later on we will discuss that. The biggest thing that the advantage of ethanol is that it reduces carbon monoxide because it contains oxygen. Disadvantages of ethanol are the fuel filters get clogged by cleaning the dirt and contaminants in the fuel tank, and will cause the fuel filter to get stopped up. Alcohol is a lot more volatile and can cause hot weather drivability concerns. Pinging and detonation under acceleration. The BTU output of ethanol is a lot lower than gasoline. It burns cooler, and its BTUs are 60,000 BTUs compared to regular gasolines of 130,000 BTUs. This is heat. Alcohol absorbs water and settles into the bottom of the tank. This is where we have a problem with ethanol, and that if you put ethanol gasoline in your tank and you don't drive the car regularly, the ethanol absorbs the water and it settles to the bottom of the tank, bottom of the carburetor, and along the fuel lines, and it will deteriorate and rust out the metal. If you have an automobile that is later manufactured after 1997, it has synthetic hoses, rubber gas tanks, stainless steel fittings. These are all not affected by the ethanol. The problem with the with water is heavier than gasoline. And by natural chemistry of the water, it settles to the bottom of the tank, even without ethanol in it. So water weighs about 7 pounds per gallon. Gasoline weighs 6 pounds, and therefore the gasoline will float to the top. According to the Pearson Automotive book that we use in my class, ethanol at 10% will not harm the automobiles or small engines. I have to disagree with this because I have discussed this with many other manufacturers, and they have informed me that ethanol will in fact deteriorate and destroy older carburetors and older lawnmowers. So therefore you do not need to run ethanol in your small engines such as weed eaters and lawnmowers and chainsaws. It will harm them and it will deteriorate their fuel system. The big thing that is really informative, I found on the internet system Yahoo, is that Brazil is 100% self-sufficient in that they produce right at 100% of their fuels for their automobiles and businesses inside their country. They use sugar cane and they produce all of their needed fuels right there in the state, and they do not depend at all on foreign oils. They have been 100% self-sufficient since 1997. Ethanol has a lot higher octane rating than regular gasoline. That means it burns slower. This means that you can get a lot more power in performance automobiles, and this was discussed with one of our local businesses, Derek Fannin at Pressurized Solutions. They have pretty much converted all of their race cars to ethanol because they burn cleaner, they make more power, and that even that NASCAR is going to ethanol because it's a more clean product for the environment. So, and it also eliminates our need for foreign oils. But it's the problem with ethanol compared to regular gasoline. You have a country that's burning 1 billion gallons of gasoline per day, and we're only able to produce 300,000 to 400,000 gallons of ethanol per day. So that is where we have to convince our government to search out for more alternative fuels. Thank you. My name is Mike Batchelor.